The story begins in a grand, futuristic galactic council chamber, a place where the fate of countless planets and species is decided. The camera sweeps across the room, capturing a sea of alien faces, some humanoid, some monstrous, others completely unrecognizable to human eyes. These beings, all highly intelligent and technologically advanced, are gathered to discuss the rising concern over humanity. The air is thick with tension as the council members argue heatedly. The topic? Humans. They are nothing but ruthless conquerors, an elder counselor says with disdain. His voice echoes through the chamber as he gestures to the various holographic maps of the galaxy, showing humanity's rapid expansion over the last few decades. They take what they want and leave destruction in their wake. They are unpredictable, dangerous, and uncontrollable. Indeed, adds another counselor, a sharp-eyed, silver-skinned alien from a race known for their militaristic nature. We have witnessed their violent ways firsthand. The war with the Vakari, the conquest of Draktor, countless races have fallen victim to their aggression. Across the room, a younger counselor, barely able to keep her composure, stands up and challenges the elder's words. But have you considered their capacity for unity and resilience? Despite all their faults, humans have shown great adaptability. They may be a threat, but they could also become powerful allies. The argument continues for several minutes, growing more intense. Each alien race in the room has a different opinion on humanity, but one thing is clear, they all view humans as a threat. Suddenly, the chamber's massive screens flicker, and an encrypted message blasts through the system, cutting through the chatter. The room falls silent, all eyes now on the screen. The image that appears is a grainy, distorted transmission, a faint, trembling signal from a small, distant planet in the far reaches of the galaxy. The voice that crackles through the speakers is desperate, full of fear and urgency. This is, urgent, distress call, from the planet. Alvian, the Zarnathi Syndicate, they've enslaved us, all of us. The voice breaks off for a moment, and static fills the air, before the message continues. They're building, an army, of slaves, forcing us, to work in their factories, please, humanity, we need help, they are, the Zarnathi Syndicate. They enslave entire species. Please, send, anyone. The message cuts off abruptly, leaving behind nothing but a low buzz of static. The chamber is dead silent. A stunned silence falls over the council. The room is filled with murmurs of disbelief. Some counselors glance at each other, eyes wide with confusion, while others exchange knowing looks. One counselor, a calculating reptilian figure, speaks up first. This could be a trap. A human ploy to manipulate us into war. His voice is cold, skeptical. No, this is real, says a tech specialist from a race known for their advanced communication systems. His fingers move swiftly over a control panel, trying to decode the message further. The signal is coming from a hidden colony deep in Syndicate space. It's authentic. But he pauses, his eyes narrowing. It's too late. The Syndicate's forces are likely already on the move. The council is divided. Some believe the message is an exaggeration or an act of desperation from another species, trying to use humanity as pawns in their own struggle. Others see the possibility of a much larger threat, one that humanity might be the only force capable of confronting. Despite the mounting evidence that the situation is dire, the majority of the council dismisses the message. It's not our problem, the elder counselor says dismissively, waving a hand. Let the Syndicate deal with their own slaves. There are more important matters to address than one planet. One last voice speaks out from the corner of the room, a voice that had been silent until now. It's a quiet, stern voice, an unknown alien race with a mysterious past, one who has studied humans for years. We may regret ignoring this. The voice is soft, but it carries an air of warning. You underestimate the power of humanity. If they choose to act, they will not back down. But it's too late. The Council has already made their decision. They leave the issue unresolved. Back on Earth, however, things are different. A meeting takes place in a highly classified war room, where the leaders of Earth's defense forces have just received the same distress signal from the planet Albion. The mood on Earth is vastly different from that in the Galactic Council chamber. While the Council debates and dithers, humans act. General Ethan Drake, a battle-hardened leader with a reputation for his tactical genius, stands before a holographic display of the galaxy, looking at the coordinates of the Albion system. His expression is focused, resolute. He knows that time is running out for the slaves trapped by the Zarnathi Syndicate. Prepare the fleet, General Drake orders, his voice steady but filled with determination. We're going to save them. This is our mission now. In the background, military leaders scramble to assemble a massive fleet of human warships, including cloaked vessels, AI-guided drones, and high-tech weaponry. The mission is dangerous, but humanity's military is prepared for the challenge. While the galaxy's most advanced species doubt humanity's ability to handle the threat, humans have a different approach, an approach that relies on their sense of justice and their unwavering belief in protecting the innocent. With the mission set, Captain Ethan Drake and his elite team of soldiers prepare to infiltrate the Syndicate stronghold and bring the fight to the evil empire. The humans are not just coming to stop the Syndicate, they are coming to free the slaves, to reclaim the freedom that so many have lost. And no one in the galaxy can stop them. The scene ends with a final shot of the fleet launching into hyperspace, heading toward the unknown. The audience is left with a sense of excitement and anticipation, eager to see how this underdog story will unfold. The story shifts to Earth, where the tension is palpable. Humanity's chance to change the fate of an entire galaxy rests in the hands of General Ethan Drake. A seasoned military commander, Ethan is a man of action. His reputation precedes him, he's known across Earth's military for his tactical genius and courage under pressure. But beneath the exterior of a strong, confident leader, there's a deeper, more personal story. Years ago, Ethan was part of a high-stakes military operation that went horribly wrong. The mission, intended to neutralize a powerful threat, ended in disaster. Innocent civilians, caught in the crossfire, lost their lives. The guilt has haunted him ever since. It wasn't just the failure of the mission, it was the cost of human lives. Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that he had failed as a leader, as a protector of the innocent. Now, leading this new mission to rescue enslaved beings, Ethan sees it as his opportunity for redemption. His resolve to right his wrongs is unwavering. This mission isn't just about saving lives, it's about saving himself. Ethan's past struggles are a quiet undercurrent to the mission. His decision to go after the Zarnathi Syndicate and free the slaves is personal. He wants to prove that he can do something good, something worthy of the trust people put in him. He is haunted by the ghosts of the past, but the future is calling. His desire for redemption is the driving force behind his determination. As he prepares to lead the rescue mission, Ethan gathers a team of elite soldiers, each chosen for their unique skill sets. They are the best humanity has to offer, a carefully selected group of soldiers with one goal in mind, to bring justice to the galaxy. As the day of the mission approaches, the team receives new intel about the slave colony on the planet Albion. The slaves are not just alien species, they include humans, too. Human refugees, captured by the Zarnathi Syndicate during past wars, have been forced into horrific conditions. They're put to work in the Syndicate's grueling labor camps, treated worse than animals. This revelation hits the team hard. The humans on Albion are not just victims, they are fellow humans, their lives thrown away by the Syndicate as if they are nothing more than tools. Ethan's heart aches as he reads the details of their suffering. The stakes have never been higher. But there's more to the mission than just saving the slaves. The Zarnathi Syndicate's empire is vast, and their military might is practically unstoppable. The colony is deep in Syndicate-controlled space, surrounded by enemies on every side. The mission is a suicide run. Even with all their advanced tech, even with their elite training, the team is walking straight into a war zone that could destroy them. As they prepare, the soldiers wrestle with doubts. Can they really do this? Can they succeed where the might of the Galactic Council, with all their resources, has failed? The tension builds. Ethan gathers his team in a briefing room, standing before a holographic map of the slave colony. He looks each soldier in the eye, his voice calm but intense. "We're going in to free them, no matter what it takes," Ethan says, his tone unwavering. "They may be outnumbered, but they don't fight alone anymore. The Syndicate's cruelty ends here. This mission is bigger than us. It's about all of humanity, and it's about giving these people a future they deserve." The words settle over the team, their hearts burning with the weight of the task. They are driven not by hate or revenge, but by a fierce desire to right the wrongs of the galaxy. This mission is about something more profound than just fighting an enemy, it's about standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. It's about showing the galaxy that humanity, the underdogs of the universe, can change the course of destiny. With only hours left until the mission begins, the team conducts final preparations. They test their cloaking devices, ensuring their stealth is perfect. They check the drones, ensuring their weapons and AI systems are ready for the task ahead. And they make sure their weapons are locked and loaded. The countdown has begun. They know the odds, but they also know their mission: to save the galaxy's slaves, free their fellow humans, and stand tall against the oppressive syndicate. But as they stand on the eve of the mission, one question hangs in the air: can humanity truly succeed in the face of overwhelming odds? The tension is high, and the stakes have never been greater. Ethan's team may be the underdogs, but their hearts are strong, and their resolve is unbreakable. The mission takes the team to Albion, a desolate world on the edge of syndicate-controlled space. The atmosphere is oppressive, dark, and silent, with a strange, eerie calm that contrasts sharply with the horrors unfolding on the ground. The camera zooms in on the barren landscape, highlighting the massive factories that stretch across the horizon, each one puffing smoke into the atmosphere. These are not factories for manufacturing goods, they are places of torment where the enslaved toil endlessly for their captors. As the camera glides over the metallic structures, a sense of hopelessness fills the air. The massive metal walls enclosing the factories look like prisons, designed to keep the slaves in and the rest of the galaxy out. The workers, alien species of every shape and size, move in sync, under the unblinking watch of syndicate guards. Chains clink and whips crack, each sound a reminder of the terror the slaves endure. Some are barely able to move, their faces gaunt and hollow from endless days of labor. Others are so weak they can hardly stand, but they are forced to work, a silent army that has been forgotten by the universe. Ethan's team moves like shadows through the facility. Using their advanced cloaking devices, the team becomes almost invisible. The technology is cutting edge, soldiers and drones blend into the environment, making no sound, no movement that could alert the guards. Their AI-guided drones fly silently, scanning the surroundings, and relaying important intel back to the team in real time. The drone's small, almost unnoticeable presence allows the team to chart their course through the labyrinth of industrial complexes undetected. As the team moves deeper into the heart of the Zarnathi Syndicate stronghold, they stumble upon something far worse than they anticipated. What they initially thought was just a labor colony is, in fact, a systematic breeding ground for slaves. The Syndicate's true nature comes to light, and the camera captures the horror in excruciating detail. In one of the industrial buildings, the team stumbles upon a massive, sterile room filled with the sound of crying babies and children. These aren't ordinary children, they are bred specifically for labor. The Syndicate, in its quest for dominance and control, has been genetically engineering beings to be born into servitude. They don't know what freedom is, they are born with the sole purpose of serving their masters. The camera lingers on the faces of these children, wide-eyed and confused, their bodies frail and malnourished from the harsh conditions of the Syndicate's operations. Some of them are chained to the walls, their limbs shackled before they can even walk. The horrifying discovery leaves the team shaken. These aren't just alien slaves, among them are humans, taken during the Syndicate's earlier raids, now reduced to mere tools of labor. The soldiers' faces harden with a shared determination. Their mission has gone from a simple rescue operation to a crusade for justice. These children, these innocent lives, are their new mission, they cannot leave them behind. The discovery is intercut with scenes of orbital bombardments being carried out above the planet. The Syndicate's warships, vast and menacing, hover in the sky like dark, imposing figures. Their massive weapons unleash powerful blasts, striking the ground below in a destructive display of power. Explosions erupt in the distance, creating towering columns of smoke and fire that light up the sky in an infernal glow. These warships are constantly surveying the surface, monitoring the laborers' work and ensuring no one tries to escape. The bombardments seem almost like a warning, this is our world. No one escapes. This constant threat looms over the team, their task growing more dangerous with every passing moment. The bombs drop in the distance, sending shockwaves through the ground, rattling the buildings and shaking the soldiers. The danger is real, and the team must move faster. But the real horror lies not in the explosions but in the lives that hang in the balance. The Syndicate's iron grip on this world is suffocating, but Ethan and his team have something the Syndicate doesn't: hope. And it's this hope that will drive them to free the slaves, no matter the cost. The action becomes intense as the team moves through the facility, each step a tightrope walk between life and death. The cloaking devices flicker as the team nears the central command center, where the leader of the Syndicate operates. They're so close now. Ethan can almost feel the weight of the lives they're about to save pressing down on his shoulders. The drums of war grow louder as they reach the heart of the stronghold. The action sequences here are fast-paced and tense, with soldiers using stealth attacks and advanced technology to take down guards silently. The AI-guided drones play a crucial role, neutralizing threats before they can alert the enemy. The cloaking devices help them move undetected, but they are running out of time. The enemy is starting to realize something is wrong, the Syndicate's defenses are growing tighter, and their forces are about to respond. The visuals are sharp and detailed, capturing the relentless pace of the mission. The camera switches between close-quarters combat and the aerial view of the ongoing battle in the sky, where Syndicate warships clash with human fighters in an explosive spectacle. The close-up shots of the soldiers' faces, drenched in sweat and filled with determination, are interspersed with the larger, more cinematic shots of the skydiving drones and the orbital bombardment. The tension rises with every moment, and the stakes couldn't be higher. With every passing second, the team inches closer to their goal: freedom for the enslaved, and justice for the oppressed. The horror of what they've uncovered only strengthens their resolve. This is not just a mission. This is a fight for a better future. As the orbital bombardments continue to light up the sky above, Ethan and his team prepare for the most dangerous part of the mission: rescuing the enslaved people from the heart of the Syndicate's fortress. The next part of their mission is the most difficult yet. Every second counts. The stakes have never been higher. As Ethan and his team finally reach the slave barracks, their mission seems nearly complete. The freedom fighters have rescued many of the enslaved, and the atmosphere is filled with hope. The team moves swiftly, helping people escape from their chains, guiding them toward safety. But just as they think they've saved everyone, an explosion shakes the ground beneath them. Suddenly, the Syndicate's forces strike back. The ground shakes as robot sentries emerge from hidden compartments in the factory walls, and shock troops, alien soldiers enhanced with cybernetic limbs and energy shields, rush at them. The ambush is swift, and the team is caught off guard. It's a brutal turn of events. The camera follows the chaos as the human soldiers draw plasma rifles and return fire. Blasts of blue and red energy light up the dark, smoky environment. The air is thick with the sound of gunfire, the clashing of metal, and the cries of soldiers. The robot sentries are relentless, their glowing eyes scanning every corner, firing missiles and lasers that cut through walls and concrete. The fight is fierce, fast, and dangerous. The team is outnumbered, but they refuse to back down. The soldiers engage in melee combat with the alien syndicate soldiers, dodging their energy blades and laser fire while retaliating with precise strikes. The battle is a whirlwind of movement, a mixture of hand-to-hand combat, futuristic gunfire, and robot warfare. The team works together, covering each other's backs, staying focused despite the chaos. The camera cuts between close-ups of the team's faces, their expressions a mix of determination and fear, and wide shots of the futuristic battlefield, filled with explosions and gunfire. AI-controlled drones zip overhead, targeting enemies and providing real-time battlefield data to Ethan and his team. The scene is designed to keep the audience on edge, with each second building on the previous one. Every bullet fired, every explosion that rocks the landscape, every robot that falls sparks a sense of urgency. The Syndicate's forces are powerful, but the humans are fighting with a ferocity that surprises them. As the battle rages on, there's a moment of humanity amidst the chaos. Lieutenant Bonner, a beloved member of the team, sees a group of enslaved children caught in the crossfire. Without hesitation, he charges toward them, shielding them from enemy fire. The camera lingers on Bonner's face, his eyes set with unwavering resolve. The children's innocent faces reflect the fear and pain they've endured, and Bonner's protective instinct rises above everything else. But the moment of heroism comes at a terrible cost. As Bonner pulls the children to safety, a missile strikes the ground nearby, sending him flying. Debris rains down around him, and he falls to the ground, critically injured. The team rushes to him, but it's too late. His injuries are too severe. The camera lingers on his face as he smiles faintly, knowing that the children are safe. It's a heartbreaking moment. Bonner, who had always believed in the cause, who had fought for freedom and justice, is now gone. His death strikes the team like a blow. Ethan, usually so composed, fights to keep his emotions in check. The camera zooms in on his face as his jaw clenches, his eyes filled with sorrow. The rest of the team stands frozen, the weight of their loss heavy in the air. Bonner's sacrifice is a stark reminder of what they're fighting for. Humanity's willingness to sacrifice everything for freedom is clear, and it hits home. The battle now means something more, it's not just a mission. It's a quest for justice, and Bonner's death is the cost of that justice. The emotional impact of Bonner's death isn't just felt by the team, it resonates with the enslaved people they are rescuing. The sight of a human soldier giving everything to save them moves the enslaved to tears. It's a testament to the courage and selflessness of the humans fighting for their freedom. The camera focuses on the enslaved children, who now see the humans not just as liberators, but as symbols of hope. The battle intensifies, but there's no time to mourn Bonner's loss. As the Syndicate forces close in, Ethan and his team are cornered. The fighting is brutal, and the walls of the slave barracks are starting to crumble under the weight of the bombardment from above. The team is losing ground, and the situation is becoming increasingly desperate. Ethan, seeing no way out, makes a daring decision. He orders the orbital bombardment, a dangerous weapon that will strike at the heart of the Syndicate's stronghold, destroying key facilities and freeing the slaves, but also risking the lives of his own team. It's a calculated risk, one that could either save or doom them all. The camera shows the orbital strike launching into space, a streak of light cutting through the sky. The countdown begins, and the tension mounts. Ethan knows the mission is far from over. The final moments of the battle are a mix of chaos and clarity. As the strike nears, Ethan and his team prepare for the impact. They are ready to face whatever comes next, willing to do anything to ensure the freedom of the enslaved. The final scenes of the battle are a whirlwind of explosions, collapsing buildings, and enemy forces falling. The orbital bombardment hits its target, creating a massive shockwave that ripples across the planet's surface. The camera shakes with the impact, showing the devastation caused by the strike. The Syndicate's stronghold is in ruins, and the enslaved people are finally free. But at what cost? The team's survival hangs by a thread, and the emotional weight of their victory is mixed with the somber reality of their sacrifices. As the smoke clears, the team stands together, battered but victorious. They look out over the ruins of the Syndicate's empire, the faces of the freed slaves reflecting the freedom they've been given. But the question remains, how much more will humanity be willing to sacrifice for the cause of justice? The final battle may be over, but the journey is far from complete. After the intense battle and the victory against the Syndicate, the humans emerge as unexpected heroes. Not only have they liberated countless enslaved beings, but they also freed a key figure, a Zarnathi princess. The Zarnathi are one of the most powerful alien races in the galaxy, and their empire is ruthless. The princess had once dared to oppose her own empire, fighting for the rights of the enslaved people, which led to her imprisonment by the Syndicate. Her rescue sends shockwaves across the galaxy, and it's not just a military victory. It's a moral one, showing that humanity values freedom and justice above all else. The princess, once a symbol of oppression in her own empire, now stands as a beacon of hope for the galaxy's oppressed races. As she speaks about her experience, the freed slaves, humans and aliens alike, share their testimonies, recounting the brutal conditions they endured under the Syndicate and how the human soldiers risked everything to save them. This broadcast is sent to the Galactic Council, the ruling body that governs the galaxy's diverse species. Until now, the Council has seen humanity as a reckless, even heartless, species, a race of warriors driven by aggression and personal gain. However, after witnessing the live broadcast of the rescue and hearing the testimonies of those freed, the Council's view of humanity begins to shift. They no longer see humans as mere conquerors, but as saviors. The once dismissive attitude of the Council gives way to respect. Humanity, in their eyes, is now a force for good, fighting for the freedom of the oppressed, regardless of their race or origin. The turning point is clear. Humanity's actions speak louder than words. The Council, once blind to humanity's potential, now realizes the true nature of these brave soldiers. They fight not for power or territory, but for something much greater, freedom. This shift in perception could change the fate of the galaxy itself. The Zarnathi Syndicate, humiliated and furious over its defeat, refuses to accept its loss. Fueled by anger and pride, they threaten to wipe out all enslaved races across the galaxy. In a desperate attempt to maintain control, the Syndicate's leaders declare that if they cannot have dominion, they will destroy any hope of freedom for the oppressed. The once powerful empire is willing to sacrifice everything in a final, vengeful attempt to regain their hold on the galaxy. With this new threat looming over them, the Galactic Council is thrown into turmoil. Its members are divided. Some want to stand by humanity and support the freedom fighters, while others fear that siding with humans may provoke the Syndicate into further violence. The Council's indecision leaves the galaxy in a state of uncertainty. The Zarnathi are not just a military power, but a technological one, with advanced AI-controlled fleets that could decimate entire planets. At this critical juncture, Ethan Drake, the human commander, takes a stand. He steps forward and addresses the Galactic Council in a live broadcast. His words are simple, yet they resonate with the gravity of the moment. With determination and passion, he says. We may not be perfect, but we fight for the freedom of all. His voice carries a weight that transcends the political landscape. Ethan's message is not just about the human struggle, but about the universal fight for freedom, justice, and equality. His speech captures the essence of what makes humanity so powerful, not their military strength, but their heart, their willingness to stand up for what's right, no matter the cost. The speech sparks a fire within the Council. They are moved by Ethan's conviction and realize that they cannot let the Syndicate's tyranny continue unchecked. For the first time, the Council sees humanity not just as a race of fighters, but as the champions of a greater cause, the fight against oppression. Their hearts are swayed, and they decide to stand with humanity in the final battle. The stage is set for a grand confrontation. Humanity, now united with their allies, prepares to face the Syndicate's AI-controlled fleets in a massive galactic battle. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Syndicate is relentless, and their fleets are vast, composed of ships controlled by sophisticated AI systems designed to outthink and outmaneuver any human force. But humanity has something that the Syndicate doesn't, a fierce determination to protect the innocent and to defend freedom at all costs. The final battle begins with a stunning visual display. The camera zooms in on massive battleships as they prepare to launch into space, their weapons charging up for the oncoming battle. There are high-speed dogfights between human fighter pilots and Syndicate drones, as well as laser beams cutting through the vastness of space, leaving bright streaks in their wake. The space battle is chaotic, filled with explosions and laser fire as both sides clash in the depths of space. The humans fight with everything they have, against overwhelming odds, they hold their ground. Their alliances with freed alien races give them the strength to keep pushing forward. Courage, sacrifice, and the desire for justice fuel them as they launch one final offensive against the Syndicate's fleets. As the battle rages on, the Syndicate's forces begin to falter. The AI-controlled ships, so confident in their technological superiority, begin to break down under the human ingenuity and determination. The battle reaches its climax when Ethan leads a daring assault on the Syndicate's flagship, disabling its AI system and giving humanity the upper hand. After the victory, as the smoke clears and the stars once again shine brightly in the galaxy, Ethan reflects on the true meaning of humanity's fight. Standing amidst the ruins of the Syndicate's once dominant empire, he speaks to his team. In the face of evil, we fight not because we are strong, but because we know what is right. His words encapsulate the essence of humanity, not invincible, but driven by a sense of purpose that no force in the galaxy can extinguish. The victory is not just about military power, but about moral clarity and the heart of humanity, a race that, despite its flaws, is capable of standing up for what's right in the face of unimaginable odds. This final moment leaves the audience with a deep sense of satisfaction. Humanity has not only triumphed over evil, but they have shown the galaxy the true power of compassion, sacrifice, and freedom. The galaxy is now a safer place, and the future is brighter because of humanity's courageous stand.